Today we are looking at gimmicks that saved WWE wrestlers. There are a lot on this list, so let's go. First off, the Max Dupree thing. We have to start with it. This is one of the worst things I have ever seen in the last a year or two. But holy smokes, what was that? The maximum male models was crazy. I did not like it. Then we have Max Dupree, which is the head of the whole male model thing with Mansoor Massey. I was like, this is crazy, but eventually it did lead to being back to LA Knight, which was in NXT, but here LA Knight was just way better. LA Knight was so over. LA Knight was the charismatic guy, which is like The Rock or Steve Austin just had a child. He would eventually feud with the Bloodline, had a few good stuff there. He's been so close to the top, but eventually I do feel like he's gonna make it. He will eventually defeat Logan Paul, in my opinion. But for now, he's just doing some other stuff, but he is one of the most over stars right now. Next, we have Husky Harris. The name itself sucks. He was Cody's thing in NXT at that time, which was the competing thing, the show that, Rookie Year or something. And then we have Husky Harris, which sucks. At least he ended up being one of the greatest feared wrestlers. Not that though. Anyways, one of his most memorable moments as this was in the Nexus, where he got punted by Randy Orton or KO'd. But eventually he did turn to Bray Wyatt, which was one of the best things to ever happen to him. Or he would have just been there, been released to sign. And then Colt Weeder as the Wyatt family with Eric Rowan, Luke Harper, and Braun. Bray Wyatt's transformation from this goofy Husky Harris thing, which I don't know how he put up with it, eventually turning into this master Bray Wyatt. Eventually turning into the Fiend, but we're not gonna go into that in this video. We're gonna talk about Bray Wyatt. Obviously, may he rest in peace. Then we have Dolph Ziggler / Nemeth. Do we even have to begin? The Spirit Squad cheerleading group thing. It was just pure garbage. Luckily, he went to Dolph Ziggler. Or else, he's underrated as Ziggler. Imagine he's underbooked as Ziggler. I mean, obviously he was world champion and stuff like that, but he was poorly booked as Ziggler. Imagine honestly, I don't even want to believe. Obviously, he was Intercontinental Championship as champion as well. Now he is obviously in TNA as Nick Nemeth. But we're talking about Dolph Ziggler strictly. But he, one of the most underrated talents that has stepped foot in WWE, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinions as well. He was just so good in the ring. One of the best sellers, if not the best seller. Bro, bro would get flipped inside out. He would get he was just so good. But man, that other one, Spirit Squad. Either way, we have Stardust. Do we even have to get into this? Just look at it. Look at that face painted gold dust thing. Stardust, which was it was just some gimmick they wanted, out of this world type bizarre thing. And it just basically turned out to be another gold dust. Obviously Cody left, rebuilt himself, did all that stuff, went back even stronger, made his own company. But man, Stardust was just crazy. I kind of enjoyed it. That feels weird to say, but not really. But then obviously he would come back at WrestleMania 38, face Seth Rollins 3 times, just beating him all the time. Obviously he went on to win the Royal Rumble and then lost, then winning it again, back-to-back Royal Rumbles. But in the end, he finished the story, won the Undisputed Championship at WrestleMania 40. Isn't that crazy? You return at 38 and already have a title match at 39, and then the 40 you win it. That's just insane. Obviously, WrestleMania 40, he won. One of the most over stars right now. Imagine if he would have lost. That would have been a riot. But either way, we have Cody, who he did pin Roman Reigns with like 3 crossroads. This is one of the like craziest transformations I've ever seen. But speaking of Roman, the big dog, one of the worst things to ever come out, especially the suffering succotash promo. That was borderline just cringe. Like, honestly, Roman Reigns, this was basically the face that kept getting pushed down everybody's throats. He was just pushed onto everybody's mouth, just like they're just force feeding it to you. You're full, and they just keep giving you more and more and more. Beating the Undertaker, pretty much beating everyone. He left, and then came back as the heel. Finally, after all he's been through, it's time for his heel run at SummerSlam. Then he came back, won at Payback, won the Universal Championship, and then he went on to keep that championship for 1,300 and something days. Insane. Have the bloodline, like, bro carried the pandemic era, really. Him and Drew, it was like half and half. Him and Drew, he's just a monster heel, like Roman. The transformation, like, how do you ever come back after that suffering succotash promo is beyond me. Like, how do you say that and come back as one of, like, the, like, who, like, bro. And then obviously the feud with Jay, one of the greatest things to come out of the pandemic era. His storytelling was just perfect. And then Roman, like, greatness on a different level, God mode. He just, as a heel, he's just great. And then we have Drew McIntyre. Bro really went from this, like, look at the dude. Bro was just terrible. And then got released. Obviously, he did, like, hold the Intercontinental Championship. And then, obviously, got released. Built himself back up on the Indies. Kind of like Cody did. Returned as the Scottish psychopath with Dolph. But he then turned into, like, the Scottish warrior face type of thing. Won the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 36. That title did look good. I'm with no fans though, which sucks. And now he's kind of this like twee, like anti-hero type of guy who's like obsessed with CM Punk. Yeah, I don't even know. But he's doing some crazy good work right now as well. But obviously there was a point where in between this new run where he was just holding like this Angela with a sword. It wasn't too bad, but you know, kind of interesting to see him from what he was before to now. What should we do next? See you later.
The Undertaker, rest in